Why is it only that hip hop and all this other music? We're the only ones that talk about killing each other, fucking your man's bitch, your bitch is fucking your husband. When you go to a black club, it's usually about violence. Men committing violence against women. Women committing violence against other women. Cardi B. You know?
Yeah. Oh, with the stripper.
Yeah, and how she's gonna have hammer time if a bitch come near her. You know, it's I'm just saying, let's just be real.
Walking past the mirror, whoo,
damn, I'm fine. Let a bitch try me, whoo, hammer time. So, you know, she's already promoting that she is pro woman on woman violence.
Get ready for some banter, laughs, and honesty, raw and unfiltered.
It's time for the Listen Up podcast hosted by Lady Sola.
Listen up, listen up, listen up. What is good? It's your girl, Lady Sola, here with another episode of the Listen Up podcast. This is episode 13, y'all. We is getting up there. We getting up there. And I got another guest in the building. Got my girl, Miss Fanice Sojourn, aka Miss Sci-cology.
Okay,
we are in the Army Reserve together.
Yes, we are.
I've known her for over 3 years now. She's one of the very first people I met when I first joined the Army. I can't believe everything we've been through is crazy. Like, you know, I've seen her growth and everything, and just, you know, it's really cool. It's really exciting. Really kind of build a lot of bonds and everything. So I'm excited to have her on this episode today. So without further ado, let's get into the first segment.
All right, now.
The latest stories that grabbed our attention and dominated headlines. Listen up. It's time for The Big Three.
So, the first topic in the Big Three, drum roll please. Kevin Hart steps down as the Oscars host. So, oh, goodness gracious. Kevin Hart. So basically, once he made the announcement, it was sometime last week when he made the announcement that he's going to be hosting the Oscars, one of his lifelong dreams.
We all
something
heard.
that he always envisioned that he would hope would happen in his career, and it actually happened. And, you know, he got a lot of congratulations, a lot of excitement, but there was also a lot of people coming out the woodwork.
The backlash.
There's always backlash when it comes to these celebrities, right? So a lot of tweets started getting posted, people calling him out on the anti-gay tweets that he has posted in his past. And it's not just one tweet, it's not just two, it's several, like dozens of them. So people were coming out with it, and he posted these tweets between 2009 and 2011. So clearly this was not just a one-off situation.
No, it wasn't.
So after that happened, he then posted a video on Instagram, you know, basically in the bed, looking like he was half asleep, rolling his eyes like, look, y'all, I'm not about to apologize for this. I've addressed this situation many times in the past. Like, you know, why can't we just focus on what the present and the future? I've evolved since then. You know, this isn't, you know, something that I want to be answering to or whatnot. And so, yeah, he basically was just like, I'm not apologizing. Like, people need to kind of just get over it or whatnot. And he's not going to feed the internet trolls because he felt like it was some type of ploy to get people to focus on the negative thing about him.
Exactly. Versus the uplifting part that he finally was able to accomplish his dream.
Absolutely. So he was like, nope, I'm not apologizing. So then people were reacting all day. Like, all day. It was crazy.
Then basically, the entire LGBT community
came for his head.
Yeah, was in an uproar because of his comments. And
definitely.
Honestly, you know.
Then he chose to step down. After later that night, he was like,
he did.
The Academy called them and gave him ultimatum, like, hey, you know, obviously this isn't going over too well with the LGBTQ community.
And they don't want to thwart their particular viewers from watching the show because they do get paid on the people that view it. So they're trying to make sure that the people that are going to view it are actually going to be the numbers that they were projecting. And if he doesn't apologize, it's going to definitely hurt them.
Yeah, so they said, hey, just issue a heartfelt apology and let's move forward, or we're going to have to, start looking for another host. And he told them, I'm just going to have to step down because I'm not going to apologize again.
Exactly.
So that was his decision or whatnot. So the quote that he tweeted was, I have made the choice to step down from hosting this year's Oscars. This is because I do not want to be a distraction on a night that should be celebrated. I sincerely apologize to the LGBTQ community for my insensitive words from my past. I'm sorry that I hurt people. I am evolving and want to continue to do so. So that's the apology, explanation, whatever you want to call it, that came after he stepped down and all that. So it's just kind of interesting that he already said, oh, I'm not apologizing. Y'all need to leave me alone.
And then
I'm not feeding the trouble. And then you apologize after stepping down. So
exactly.
I was kind of confused about all of this because it was asked backwards. Like the whole point of you stepping down was because you were standing your ground and you're not gonna bend to the white man.
Then he bends over, pulls down his pants, and allows them to do whatever they want with him by not
and
only
he spread his butt cheeks too while he was down there.
Not only by apologizing, but by then issuing a heartfelt, empathetic apology to the other people, to the LGBT community about, his remarks and how he has nothing against them, which I think, not only do you lose respect from the LGBT community, but you also lose respect from people for the fact that you're going to lie about your views, because your views didn't change overnight. His views have not changed overnight. His outward views, rather, have not changed overnight, because if that was the case, he would have been recanted his statement. Yet he's only recanting it because he was told to do so, and before he's able to actually, perform at the Oscars. So, obviously it's not heartfelt. Obviously it's not sincere. And the fact that he would go as far to do it with the intention of making others believe that he was sincere, it's just pretty much was a waste of time in my eyes. I felt as though, one, I didn't accept it. Two, I thought it was bullshit. He's only doing it so he can continue at the Oscars, or so he can continue with whatever other chances or any other opportunities that were going to be given to him.
I agree with you. He wasn't sincere about the apology. He also, I don't think he understands like how detrimental his words were. I understand this was years ago. You weren't as big of a star back in the day or whatnot. But the point is, okay, fine. But still, you should have apologized, and you should have been willing to do so. It shouldn't have been this tug of war and, having to rip eyelashes off and make it such a painful experience. You know what I mean? Like, you should have immediately, oh my gosh, like, this ish is hitting the fan. Let me nip this in the bud. Let me come forward. And, a lot of the LGBT folks that were speaking on it was really highlighting the disappointment in him not taking on the right role, because it could have been an opportunity to bring awareness, to bring unity.
Well, I disagree with that.
And stuff like that.
I'm against that.
Like, okay.
I'm against that. No, it's because, one, I just want to make this known. I do not support the LGBT community. I know there are a lot of people, I apologize, I'm not going to apologize, but I understand there are some followers that may be in that lifestyle, and I don't support it. However, just because I don't support it does not mean that I'm going to be disrespectful to other people that are in that lifestyle. Right. It's not for me to judge. It's not for me to, decide whether or not, it's okay or it should be accepted. It's something that I personally don't accept. And in me personally not accepting it, I'm not harming anyone. I'm not causing any ill will in anyone. And I think that that should be respected. With that being said, I truly believe that he should not have had to apologize. If he sincerely felt that, obviously, being two men being together or two women being together is gay and it's wrong, and he decided to make comments about it, I don't think he should have to apologize for that. Because one, apologizing for something is when you did not know it was wrong, and then you realize that it's wrong, and then you honestly feel as though, wow, I did something wrong. Now I know it's wrong, and now I feel truly sorry.
Right, but I think the main issue is that the tweets that he was putting out there was like joking tweets that were condescending, that were just, but it wasn't about, hey, this is my thoughts on,
here's my thing.
Being a homosexual
I
or whatnot, or
I
this is an education moment, or I'm asking a question for a friend.
I believe that a lot of these particular comedians, they talk about specific subjects because they're subjects that are close to home. They're subjects that they actually feel pretty strongly about. And I believe that he does feel pretty strongly about the gay community, which is why he feels so comfortable talking about it. Yeah, because he feels comfortable in his belief about the gay community, which is why he then jokes about it. It's like a racist white person. They make jokes about black people. Why? Because they feel comfortable about it, and because they actually do have an opinion, and they use their jokes to express their opinion. So I believe in this case, just kind of to hit it on the head. I think he should have handled the situation better. I think that he should not have apologized for what he said, but I do think that he should have made other people aware that he understands that what he said was obviously offensive to other people, but to also make them aware that we live in a democracy, and the beauty of a democracy is that we can speak on how we feel, and unless it's actually physically harming someone or he's intentionally harming a specific person, then I don't see what the problem is. It's not as though, and on top of it, it was in a funny kind of way. You know what I mean? It wasn't as though he really intentionally was trying to harm a particular gay or LGBT person. I think it was just in a funny way. Comedy is offensive and degrading. When you go to a comedy show, they may pick on you and they may make jokes about you. Now, you may be a mature person and realize this is just simply a fun environment where jokes are going to be made. And they may say something that may hurt my feelings, but it's all in fun. We should take the same approach in regards to what he said. And I truly believe, just to kind of hone down on the question, whether or not he should have handled the situation differently, yes. He should have stated the fact that he wasn't sorry for what he said, but he does understand that his actions have impacted others and it has caused others to feel differently towards him. With that being said, he should rather bring awareness to the fact, and just to reiterate the fact, this was in a comedy setting. This was on a comedy platform. It's not like as though he was saying it with nothing. Everybody knows he's a comedian, so anything that he says is going to be on pretty much a comedy platform, so you can't take what he's saying to heart. And I think really the reason why he's receiving so much backlash is because there are either other men that he's been dealing with, or other particular people that are in high powers of Hollywood that basically told him, we know what you do, and we know that secretly you have been involved in men. And in order for you to perform at our show, you're going to either have to submit or step down. And I think that's the only reason why he, asked, because he made a very quick change within a 24-hour period. He went from not caring to all of a sudden now he's making 2 videos of postings where he's apologizing for his actions. And I sincerely think that there's a lot more to him that we don't know, and there's a secret life of him that we're not aware of, or that the public's not made aware of, but whoever is aware of it made him aware that he could possibly or potentially be exposed if he didn't follow the agenda. I think he is down low. I think he's been in movies, he said a lot of jokes. He throws shade at the LGBT community, but I believe that he himself, I believe he does have sex with men, or he has had sexual relationships with men, because of how comfortable he is in roles or in castings where he, plays a man that could possibly go both ways. I believe that he is a homosexual. I believe that there are people that are in high positions of power who have either summoned him for sex, or that he has either been in sexual relationships with to get to where he is, because we all know how Hollywood works.
That is true.
Hollywood, I don't care how pretty you are, I don't care how talented you are going to submit to what these people want that run Hollywood. And that's just how
oftentimes it is sexual related.
And usually it is sexual. That's how they puppet you, because they tell you, well, I have a secret recording of you having sex with another woman and you're a woman. Or I have a secret recording of you having sex with another man and you're a man. And they threaten you.
You're supposed to be straight.
You're supposed to be straight. What if all your fans find out? Now you're not going to have any fans. So now they threaten you with that. And now you're consistently in this psychotic cycle of just doing whatever they want, being whoever they want you to be on whatever day, and going through this life where you are not yourself. You're basically owned by them. And I think, sadly enough to say it, that Kevin Hart is experiencing that. Look at Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle has talked about this. Dave Chappelle has, there are a lot of things you can't find on the internet anymore because he exposed a lot of people. He's even had to go into hiding because of it. But Dave Chappelle talks about the comedians and the actors who end up playing female roles and why they do it and what happens to them and what happens behind closed doors. So, you know, we have black people in the industry who have told us about it. Now, whether we want to believe it or not, that's up to us. You know, you can either label me a conspiracy theorist or, you know, you can kind of look at it for what it is. But I truly believe the only reason why he asked for quote unquote forgiveness is because he was aware that he was about to be outed. And this image that he worked so hard to create was literally about to crash down on him within a 24-hour period. And that is why he rushed to say, okay, guys, I'm sorry. You know, his whole tune changed. I mean, mine would too. I have a multi-million-dollar deal going on for me. And if I just sit here and say, well, you know, an apology, I'm going to be able to keep it, versus if I stand my ground, not only am I going to be outed as being a down low guy, but also I'm going to lose my fans, my credibility. Hell no. You're going to go with the latter and say, I'll say the apology. You know, and that's what fame does to you. He is still trying to adapt to being an A-list celebrity, which I can understand because he's always been a comedian, but now he's an actor. Now he's a musician. You know, he made a song with Trey Songz. So now
he's a business owner. He has the Laugh Out Loud Comedy Network, Sirius XM radio.
Exactly. So with that being said, you know, he's really trying to adapt to being an A-list celebrity, and part of being an A-list celebrity is realizing that you do not go on social media and directly to respond to anyone or anything.
Especially so, like you said, so hastily.
Exactly. And
like, let this sink in for a minute.
Because it kind of makes people think, is he a celebrity or is he a follower? Because how would he know what's going on if he has all these things going for him that he's been reporting in all these, you know, interviews and all these things that he's been having that's been covering, you know, basically his come up. How does he have time to literally respond to something that fast?
Right.
You know, usually they'll have
Where's the PR team? Like
exactly, which kind of makes you think, what kind of celebrity is this? You know, and it kind of
it was a bad move.
It was.
I'm sure he regrets it.
He does, and I highly doubt, you know, in the future he's gonna respond so hastily. It was just one, it wasn't tactful. Two, it wasn't professional. No one professional responds that quick. And you always do something in writing, because when you start saying things, usually you go off, you know, what you're supposed to be saying. It's always better to just submit something in writing. It's clear, it's concise. And, you know, it just ends it. I think he was better off, seeing that he wanted to apologize anyway. He was just better off apologizing. The fact that he went on there, said that he wasn't going to, and he went back on there and said that he was, honestly, he just lost all my respect. So as a man and as a black man that I look up to, as I look up to black men as strong, grounded individuals, to me, that's a weak black man. That's not someone that I would want my son to follow if I had children. I don't have children, by the way. But if I did, just for any single men, if there are any single men out there, I don't have children. So
y'all make sure y'all get at her. She gonna give her social media.
I will, don't worry.
Info at the end,
but
so you know, look her up,
as a woman but as a woman that looks up to black men, I want a strong, grounded black man. I want a man that says what he means and means what he says. That takes his time to think about the words that he says and how exactly. I don't want a man that's easily thwarted because of someone saying that they're going to take away one of his dreams. Okay, because if you believe in God and if you believe that there is a being out there that is more powerful than any human being on this earth, then you'll realize there is no human being on this earth that can stop your blessing but you. And I think that Kevin Hart, again, he's just trying to learn how to be this A-list celebrity. And this is just a part of one of those things on his stepping stones that he has to just, you know, get past. So hopefully he'll be able to get past it. Personally, for me, it's a dud. I just don't trust him anymore.
You done with him?
Yeah, I'm done with him pretty much. It's a lot of things that he's been doing, but this was just like, yeah, Kevin, you're just all over the place. You're trying to get yourself together, and you just don't stand for anything, you know? And even more so than that, you're just not honest. I mean, between my president being dishonest and between all these other things, the last thing I want to do is for my comedian to be dishonest. I mean, your only job, you can be honest and make people laugh. I mean, that's your job, you know, but for you to lie about something like that, it's just, you know.
Yeah, and to be tap dancing, as people say, you know, it's just disappointing. Like just using the videos on Instagram to complain and to vent, and then to come back around and, you know, say, what do y'all want from me and this and that. It didn't look good or whatnot. Another celebrity that decided to use social media to put a video out to express how she felt was Cardi B when she broke up with Offset.
That's
I
right.
just have to clap it up for that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Cardi B. You know, she made a tough decision in basically walking away from this relationship, and it was so many reactions on social media. It was just hilarious to kind of go through it. But a lot of people were like, "Is this really a surprise?" Like, I was just waiting to see when it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Some people were like, "Oh my gosh, like they need to get back together." I'm like, y'all is crazy. So Offset is a serial cheater. He's been like this from day one.
Forever.
It's
disgusting.
Cardi boys. It is disgusting. It really is. And I guess I don't know what Cardi B's mentality was when they started dating and
at the
secretly
time
got married. I think she thought she could change
Well,
him.
she's a clout chaser. Cardi B is a stripper hoe, a clout chaser. I don't care.
So we have an anti-Cardi B fan.
Actually, I am.
Gentlemen.
Actually, you know, I have to say, I'm not a hater. I don't hate on anyone. I don't judge anyone. I just state the facts. She herself has come out and said that she goes after men that has money, and she finds way to choose them, to not choose them, but to, you know, seek them and get what she wants and to trick them. She made a video on how to trick a man. And she was tricking Offset. You know, I'm not.
But wait, pause. How is she tricking Offset when she was the more established artist? When she is making more money than she is the bigger artist when they got together. Despite the fact that he is a part of a huge successful hip hop group, Migos.
Yeah.
But taking Offset individually and just breaking him down.
Yeah.
Cardi B, they were on the same level playing field last year. And she's actually bigger than him.
Actually,
at this point,
he was slightly bigger than Cardi B. You have to remember, Cardi B was big to us here because, one, I think sometimes we do forget, Cardi B comes from New York. Right. So we're always going to see more about her, hear more about her because she's simply from New York, and that's right close to home. Now, if you talk about her to someone that's in Idaho, someone that's in California, someone that's in Texas, they may be like, okay, maybe she was on Love and Hip Hop, but I haven't heard nothing about her since then. You know, but if you ask somebody up here, we're like, yeah, she was in Rhode Island the other day, or she was in, you know, New York, or she was in New Jersey. But I kind of feel like,
mixtape and
she's doing this. I feel as though Cardi B was tricking off. Cardi B started tricking off Offset. The whole reason for their relationship, as I say, and again, this is my theory, you know, I Miss Psychology, I have my own theory on the psychology as to why people do what they do. I believe that she was with him to promote herself, and she did that. When she
he wasn't with her to promote himself. This is all Cardi B.
I believe he accepted her being with him because he realized that she was about to blow up. And I think he also realized that in the media and in the music industry, if that train is flying by, you better find a way to jump on it any way you can. And I think that the fact that the opportunity presented itself, whether they were brought together, which I think they were both networked together because they both were trying to get to where they wanted to be, and they both were kind of on similar paths. Cardi B was maybe, you know, a couple steps behind him, but she was still, I think music-wise, she was a couple steps behind him, but her momentum, her tenacity to get where she wanted to be was basically at the same speed as his. Yeah. So I think in that respect, bringing them two together made them both blow up even more so than they have ever blown up, more than they could have ever imagined. With that being said, I honestly, to be honest, I think that this was more so an orchestrated relationship, more of like a business relationship. I don't believe it was for love. I don't believe it was for love at all. I'm just going to be honest. If you look at Cardi B's ex-boyfriend, he was absolutely handsome. Tommy, wherever you are, I hope you're doing okay. I know you were in jail, but I hope you are out now because jail is not the place to be. But Cardi B's, you know, her ex-boyfriend, whose name was Tommy, he was very attractive. I think he was Dominican and black. He was something. He was just fine black man. Anyway, she left him. She left him when she got famous. She made it publicly known.
She talked a lot about how he was not very supportive of her start rising, her career.
Well, he can't.
And she just felt like she didn't have him in her corner.
Yeah.
Like,
well, here's my thing.
He wasn't getting on board with how everything was happening. Everything was building. And
I don't believe that.
Quickly.
I really
don't.
That's
what she said.
Well, I think she has to say that to distance herself from him. She has to say something to make people think as though he's the villain and she's the one that's just trying to do better. Because any man that's coming from jail, in which he was for serving for a felony crime, would want to jump on her bandwagon real quick. Because, he knows she's going to be making money. She knows she's going to be successful. So the fact that she's saying that, he was, just doing all these other things, I don't believe that. I think in the end, she knew that where she was going, he wasn't going to be accepted. I think she knew that in the limelight, like Nicki Minaj, which we're going to get to later on in the segment, I think, her followers knowing that she was dating a felon, was going to seriously damage her career. And I think whoever was managing her kind of told her, like, listen, I know you love this guy, but you got to let him go, and you got to link up with someone else and make that power move. And I think that Offset was that power move. I think they were brought together more as a business partnership, and they kind of said, hey, we're going to make everything, because everything that they did was planned out, which is why I never really believed the whole love story thing, because they had already gotten engaged. But then there was a video of her acting like she was so brand new. And I'm like, if she can act this brand new for an engagement video where she was already engaged weeks prior, what else have we been, duped into thinking was new? So I don't really think this relationship was real to begin with. I think it was more of, again, a business partnership. They both knew where they were trying to get, and they both knew that they can get there even faster by being together. Like Kylie and Travis, I think they kind of just took up after that role. They saw, hey, they obviously have extremely good management. I don't know how they found their management, but they have very good management. They have very good people on their team that basically mastermind their come up. And they're exactly doing what their management obviously told them to do, and it's working. And I fabulous. I love the way you broke everything down, especially between Offset and Cardi. I definitely totally agree that this started as a business partnership. It was clear as day. There was no masking it. It was blatant. It was blaring. But I do think as their time progressed and as the year progressed, I do think strong, real feelings started to develop. Especially, I can't speak for Offset because he just be doing too much. But from Cardi's side, I really feel like it started off as this is the purpose of this. This is going to be your man or whatever. You guys are going to blow up together. You're going to make music together. You're going to be like that hip hop couple, like Jay-Z and Beyonce, like Meek and Nicki when they were together. And of course, Cardi's about making that money. Offset ain't stupid. Like Migos grinds, you know what I mean? So anything that's a good business idea, they're not going to turn it down. But I do think as time went on, they started spending time together. They, everyone's loving them together. I think her feelings really did start to grow for him. And she started to really think seriously, like, I think I can commit to this. I really like this guy. I think he's fine. I find him attractive. Tommy's in jail. Like, that's behind me. That's in my past. Like, I'm on a new wave right now, and I can't stop this moving train. Yeah. So I think eventually she was down with her feelings for him, and it was becoming very real. I think on his end, he was still kind of like, yeah, you cool, but I'm still going to be fucking around. Like, ain't shit changed. So I think there was definitely a shift. They started off on the same playing field, the same mindset, the same understanding. But at some point in time, Cardi started getting in her feelings, started seeing him differently, and he was still moving the way they were supposed to be moving business-wise. So it became like a shift in their relationship. Well, and that's how they got to where they are today. Cardi B has gotten so much wisdom since being in the music industry, and she's talked about it, to a certain extent. She can't tell us everything, but she realizes how the music industry works. She realizes about the fake love. She knows about the fake news. She knows about all this stuff now. And I think now she just kind of realizes, like, hey, like, artists, and like she said, she's going to keep going to the top, and she just doesn't want to, she doesn't want to go back to where she used to be. And I think that's why Cardi B kind of broke it off with him. I think they're going to get back together. They have a brand new newborn daughter together. And I just think that, that's what people don't want to see it, but people do kind of want to see it. As much as people don't want her to go back, they kind of do want her to go back. So I think that eventually they're going to get back together. It may be before the year's end. It may not be. But I think this album really has a really big play on whether or not they get back together, depending on the sales, depending on how many people are buying the story. People buy the story, then they're going to get back together and give them the fairy tale ending. If they don't, then what's the point? Because, again, they're already in a contracted marriage. It's not like they're in it for love, So everything that they do is from a business perspective. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think that's pretty much, why he's kind of doing what he's doing. But to answer your question, I don't think they're gonna get a divorce. They're gonna stay together.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I would like to see them go their separate ways, but like you said, financially and from a music standpoint, popularity standpoint, it makes more sense for them to stay together than for them to go apart. This is why Jay-Z and Beyonce ultimately are sticking it out.
They're gonna stay together.
It's just finance. It's more business sound for them to stay as a mogul couple instead of separating everything.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think she's gonna take him back. Maybe she'll try to drag it out, make it seem like she made him work his ass off for it. Whatever the narrative is gonna be. Somehow they're gonna come back together. My only hope is that Offset. I hope you learned a lesson to not be just out here, just dirty, just out here like no shame whatsoever. I hope that he learns and he tries to be more faithful. But once again, I don't have high expectations because it's in his DNA. If a guy's gonna cheat and that's what their MO is, there's really nothing that will change that. So I feel like he's gonna continue to cheat. She's going to continue to look stupid, look embarrassed. She's going to be shamed.
Yep.
And it sucks because it's like, okay, like just like with T.I. and Tiny, it's like it's just a very unhealthy cycle.
It's a vicious cycle.
Very unhealthy, vicious cycle. And I'm just like, is she ever going to get divorced from him at any point?
Exactly.
Or is she just stuck in this hot-ass mess?
Honestly, it's probably cheaper to stay together than it would be to separate. You know, so if you look at it that way, from a business perspective, they're probably going to stay together.
And it's harder to co-parent than it is to be,
certainly.
in a healthy, like married, relationship.
Oh yeah.
Being parents, raising the kids. Co-parenting is a lot more challenging. Some people just don't want to have to deal with that.
They just don't. Yeah, it's a lot more work, and it's just not you can't really facilitate a cohesive, family environment, without, when you are co-parenting. It's always easier to have both parents in the home. It just sets the precedence for the children to see that, okay, my mother's here, my father's here, I have my family living with me versus my mommy lives here and she does whatever she wants to do, and my daddy lives here and he does whatever he wants to do. So it kind of helps the child learn, how adults respect one another and are able to live in the same house together. And I think, the fact that they were even discussing co-parenting, I don't think it's a really good thing for her image as well, because she's trying to change her image from a stripper hoe to this mom and this responsible person. So I don't think being a single mom is going to be something that's going to really, look too well on her, which is why, again, I don't think she's going to divorce him.
Yeah, I don't think the divorce is going to happen anytime soon, which is why I'm really hoping that this has been a very clear wake-up call for Offset, that you could lose her, you could have lost her.
Exactly.
You didn't, and she ain't going nowhere, but at the same time, like, people are onto you. Like, and if you continue to do her dirty, you will lose fans. And guess what? That F's up Migos money, and your cousins, Quavo and Takeoff, are not going to be happy if you're messing up the money for the group.
Damn right.
So it's going to be a lot of pressure on him for him to change his cheating ass ways. And I hope he does that.
We'll see.
Yeah, because Cardi is, she's continuing, her star is continuing to get brighter and brighter, and it's evident in the Grammy nominations that she got. She got 5 of them.
That's true.
So she got 5 Grammy nominations. We're going to talk about the 2019 Grammy nominations and a lot of snubs that happened this year. So let's get into that. So record of the year is I Like It. Cardi B, The Joke, Brandy Carlisle, This Is America, Childish Gambino, God's Plan, Drake, Shallow, Lady Gaga, all of the stars, Kendrick Lamar and SZA. So for record of the year, do you have an opinion on who you think is going to take this home?
Honestly, I think it's going to be pretty much a tie between God's Plan and I Like It.
Good choice.
Yeah, I think that Brandy Charlie, I've heard of him, but not necessarily. Lady Gaga, her song was more so for a movie. It did have some impact as an individual song, but I'm not really hearing a lot of talk about that. All the stars, Kendrick Lamar, I've heard some talk, but not that much. And then This Is America. This Is America, it's too strong for an award of that caliber. Because if he receives that award,
too socially conscious.
Yeah, it's just too strong. It's It is. And I don't think that Hollyweird is ready to accept someone as socially conscious as him, or to give him a platform as
in order to give him the biggest award of the Grammys.
Because to have a record of the year, that means that pretty much your record is the most important record in the entire musical industry.
And even though I think it should win, and that it is the most groundbreaking record, unfortunately, because of Grammys being a white dominated, the powers that be, the Academy, the panel, or whatever, the voting committee being predominantly white, and how this is all political. Of course, they're not going to allow him, even though Childish Gambino, Donald Glover is a Hollywood darling. People do love him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's within all the right circles because of his work as an actor, director, writer, and all that. But the message that he's conveying in This Is America it's like you said, it's too strong. It makes that group that's quite fair skinned. It makes them feel very uncomfortable.
It does, and it would be sending a message to them that this is America and that we are willing to accept the challenge of change. And
they're not
white Americans ain't ready for that. So I highly doubt that's going to be the record of the year. But I do think that I Like It, and I think that God's Plan has a good fighting chance.
I think I Like It has a really good chance. I'm going with between I Like It and All the Stars, just because of how huge Black Panther was.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Last year, and that was a really big song. Like Kendrick Lamar, SZA, like they did a phenomenal job producing that entire album or whatnot. It was a huge phenomenon. So, but I have a good feeling. I really think Cardi B may take home I Like It. So, album of the year, Invasion of Privacy. By the Way, I Forgive You, Scorpion, Her, and then Beer Bongs and Bentleys by Post Malone, Dirty Computer, Janelle Monáe, Golden Hour, Casey Musgraves, and Black Panther soundtrack. So this is like a really jam-packed.
Yeah, it has basically all genres.
Yeah, this is tough. Like, first of all, I just want to talk about some of the nominations that is a big win. Her.
Yeah, that's a big
win.
Yeah,
like,
she's really good.
She's amazing. And she's like, a pretty new artist.
She is. She's a brand new. Well, she's not brand new, but she's new enough.
Yeah, new enough in terms, at least to mainstream. She was just on the BET Awards last year. Like, that was the first that I've seen of her.
Yeah, that I heard of her too.
Yeah, so I'm really happy for her, And then, of course, Scorpion.
Yeah,
I don't. Like, that's not gonna win. That's not his best work.
No.
So
I don't know. I think he has a fighting chance.
He has a fighting chance, but he's not gonna win the fight though.
I don't know.
He's in the ring fighting, but he ain't gonna win.
I think he has a fighting chance because I have to say there has been a significant increase in the amount of white people that listen to Drake. And if we think about it, most of the people that vote are white people.
That is true.
So I like when I go to the gym, all I hear are white guys playing Drake. Like, it's crazy. I'm like, what the hell? But I think Drake has a really good fighting chance for that simple reason that he has reached the masses who actually vote for the Grammys. And
I just don't think this is as strong as his best work, especially. I feel like the album was smudged by the whole Pusha T beef and.
Well, I feel like it's not his best work because he didn't really touch on certain things that we wanted him to touch on. But that may help him win it because, when people didn't want to hear about certain things, so he didn't really talk about. It makes it more appealing to them,
Air.
So I think he may win it for that simple reason. Childish Gambino on the other, not Childish Gambino, whose face is on there? Let's see here. Cardi B on the other hand, I don't think so. Because Cardi B pretty much is trying to sell to a different kind of audience.
Yeah, but honestly, her journey started off selling obviously to the black audience and strippers, whatever, like rappers and all that. But it has grown a lot, and this is why she even got a nomination. It's because she is very mainstream at this point, and a lot of people have heard this. It was widely played. Ellen Show, Oprah, it got so many reactions. Will Smith, from all walks of the entertainment industry. So I don't think she's gonna win it just because.
But you have to understand too, these same people are in bed with Atlantic.
Well,
you're aware of that. I just want you to be aware of that because
Atlantic
Will Smith, they all been attached in some. Atlantic was the one that produced for Oprah.
What did they produce for Oprah?
They produced her movie Beloved.
Atlantic
was a part of it.
Really?
Atlantic was a part of that movie.
They're everywhere.
Let me tell you something. Atlantic
They're
is
on
about
everybody's payroll.
same thing with Will. If you look at the people that supported her, they're the people that also support her label. So I don't really think it was just such a coincidence. You know what I mean?
Once again, this just goes back to her amazing label and management team.
I'm telling you, if you get the right people,
it's crazy.
If you get the right people, you'll be set. And she has the right people in her corner. You know?
No, she really does. I don't think she's gonna win Album of the Year.
No,
I really think. I have to say maybe Post Malone. I just feel like that album got so much praise.
Yeah.
Like, it was a good album. I'm a fan of his, but I'm not like you know what I mean, all over his junk or whatever. Like, it was a good album, but it got a lot of recognition this year. So I think he has a good shot. That's what I'm gonna go with. And Drake, you know what I mean, just because they love him at the Grammys. I'm just happy that Janelle Monáe got him. Now, I love Janelle Monáe.
I know, I like
this
Janelle
is amazing.
Monáe too.
Yeah, and especially because this album was done independent. This is her first album that was independent.
I know.
And her basically coming out, sexuality and her being in a relationship with Tessa Thompson. This was a big year for her.
Yeah, I think for that she may actually make it big for that.
That's true. You're right. Because they love Janelle Monáe.
And you know that we have the LGBT community is just gaining a lot of support.
Award shows.
And it's a really big part of life in general in America. So I think seeing that she is the first, African American woman to actually come out. We know Queen Latifah, but to actually come out,
right?
And
Queen
then also
Latifah still hasn't come out
exactly.
Formally.
No, she hasn't. But then to actually I think she may have a fighting chance.
That may give her an edge.
Yeah, I think it may give her a really good edge. I think it may.
Definitely see that. Song of the Year, All of the Stars, Kendrick and SZA, Boot Up, Ella Mai, God's Plan, Drake, In My Blood, Shawn Mendes, The Joke, Brandy Carlisle, The Middle, Zed, Shallow, Lady Gaga, and This Is America, Childish Gambino.
I would say God's Plan.
Okay.
I think God's Plan, definitely, yeah.
Okay, I think I'm going to go with... Yeah, this is a tough one. I think I'm gonna go with God's Plan too.
Yeah.
I definitely think
because so many people can relate to
or
that
All
song.
the Stars. I feel like All the Stars is gonna take something home. I don't know what it is.
I don't know if it's gonna take that.
I mean, I think between God's Plan, it's gonna be between those two.
Yeah.
All of the Stars, God's Plan. And then best R&B song, Boot Up, Ella Mai, Come Through and Chill, J. Cole. Feels Like Summer, Childish Gambino, Focus.
I love that song.
Which one?
Feels Like Summer.
Oh yeah, I love
favorite.
the video.
Yeah,
so
I love
deep.
it. It gives me that. When I first heard it, gave me kind of that Marvin Gaye kind of feel.
Yeah.
I got that kind of that Marvin Gaye time era kind of feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
that
it has
Brooklyn.
such a deep message. If you watch a video and you watch people that react to the video to break down,
the video.
It's so conscious. You it's crazy how he produces his stuff because you could literally listen to it and just enjoy it.
I loved it. When I first heard it, I loved it. I fell in love.
Yeah, I love that song too.
Yeah.
And then also, so Focus, Her, Long As I Live, Toni Braxton. So for this one, I'm gonna go with Boot Up.
I'm gonna go with Feels Like Summer.
Okay. Yeah, I think Boot Up. Ella Mai has had such a huge year.
But I think Boot Up because I don't hear Feels Like Summer on the radio at all.
Right. It was kind of
I think it's gonna be Boot Up.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Best rap performance: Be Careful, Cardi B, Nice for What, Drake, King's Dead, Kendrick Lamar, Bubbling, Anderson .Paak, Sicko Mode, Travis Scott. Best rap performance.
Oh, that's a good one.
That is.
I don't know. I think maybe Travis Scott.
No, I'm going with Travis Scott for sure.
I think I'm going with Travis
Scott.
Scott.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see anybody else winning
Me
this
neither.
because it's rap performance.
Yeah.
So, first of all, the video is sick. His tour, all I keep hearing is that this tour is crazy.
Yeah.
He has the roller coaster on stage, and it's a whole theatric amusement park style show.
Oh, okay, then so yeah,
he has all the merchandise, and it's really like his tour is done really well. So and he's been number one
So yeah, we're gonna go with that then.
Weeks. And then best rap album. This is what everybody's gonna be waiting for.
I know.
Invasion of Privacy, Swimming, Mac Miller, Victory Lap, Nipsey Hussle, Daytona, Pusha T, Astroworld, Travis Scott. I like this category. I like this a lot. I feel like they have artists that we never would expect to get nominated. Because the work is so dope.
Well, Mac Miller got it because he died.
Yes, R.I.P. to Mac Miller. That is really a good album. Have you listened to it?
No, I haven't.
You should listen. It's it's really good. I was like, wow, he really. Because I used to listen to him when he was back on MTV and stuff, when he was still younger or whatever. Watching the TV with the sound turned off or whatever.
To that boy. Oh.
It's really, it's crazy. It's sad. I think he may win, obviously, not because of sympathy, but just because it really was a good album, and just with the outpour of support and love that came out after his passing or whatnot. Yeah. But I'm just happy to see nominations from other art, even though they're not going to win, but seeing Nipsey Hussle and
I was surprised to see Nipsey Hussle. He's been pretty quiet lately, so I was pretty surprised for that.
Yeah, for sure. This album, Victory Lap, I guess it's a big deal.
I think so too.
He's been so much on the underground circuit for so many years. This is his first album, I guess, on his own label. Yeah. And he, made money off of it and all of that. So, but I listened to it. It was actually really good too. Yeah. Okay. I was like, oh, okay. Because I don't really follow him like that. But I kept hearing about the album, so I listened to it.
You probably listened to it. Okay.
Yeah, it's good. Daytona was really good too. Kanye, as crazy as he is, he did a good job.
Kanye did a pretty good job with his album. I'll give him that.
Yeah, with the albums this summer. So let's talk about who got snubbed. So I know I have the names here, but did anybody come to mind without? When you saw the nominations or heard about it, did anybody come to mind that you're like, damn?
The first person I thought of, honestly, Nicki Minaj.
Me too.
I mean, she kind of gave us not a choice but to think of her because she was constantly broadcasting. She's the best female hip hop rap artist and all this stuff, and just to kind of hear her go back and forth with Cardi B and kind of throw her title around, and then to see her not nominated in any category kind of made me think wow, she definitely got snubbed. But not only that, her music is just not up to par. I think she's still, when I listen to her songs, I think she's still stuck in that Starships era, and she's trying to come out. Remember her album Starships? I think she's still trying to come out of that.
For Pink Friday.
Yeah, I think she's just, I don't think she realizes that people just don't want to be Barbies. Women don't want to be Barbies. You have young women who are 13 and 14 years old who want to be grown women, and Cardi B gives them that. She gives them that. You can be a grown-ass bitch. You can be a grown-ass woman. Whereas, Nicki Minaj is Barbie this, Barbie that. These young girls are wearing a full face of makeup nowadays. Contour and everything. That's what real women do. And Cardi B gives them the music to feel good about that. And I feel Nicki Minaj just doesn't do that. And I think she just got snubbed because of, one, the way that she acted towards Kylie and Travis. You cannot disrespect the Kardashians and expect to survive. I'm sorry. And that's why she went so far as to try to give Kim a shout out when she was, I guess, giving somebody an award.
When she
remember that? She was your damage control is too late, sis. I'm sorry. Yeah, but I don't know. I think she definitely got snubbed. I think Ariana Grande, I didn't hear anything about her. Which I was surprised.
Which is surprising.
I don't know if it was because of what happened with her and Mac Miller and how things ended, and it was just. I don't know.
think it has anything to do with that. If anything, that should be more of a reason that they should have nominated her. I don't know. It's kind of a question mark, what happened.
I was wondering
about that. Because she had a big year.
She did.
God is a Woman, the Sweetener album was highly praised.
But when I listened to her entire album, I don't know.
Feeling it?
I wasn't feeling it. I really skipped through a lot of songs. and I just heard maybe 1 or 2 songs I really liked, and those were the ones that were on the radio. I know it's a good album when I like the songs that aren't even big on the radio. You know, that's how I know you have a good album. But in her case, I didn't like any of them. They just, you know, I don't know. There just was no meaning behind them. Then just her voice, I just wasn't really feeling it. So I don't know. I'm kind of surprised she didn't make it. Only under the pretense about Mac Miller and how they were together and how she did dedicate a couple songs to, you know, that situation that she went through.
Yeah, I agree. Like, obviously, I was really surprised, you know, that Nicki didn't get any nominations. I definitely think she was snubbed. I definitely think she should have got at least 1 or 2. I want her to go into the new year, like, erasing a lot of her old habits and just trying to start anew. Anybody can change. Anybody can do it, you know? True. And I feel like she's so talented and she has so much wisdom. She's child of God, all of that. Like, she has so much talent for it shouldn't go to waste, you know? She is loved by she has so many fans, so many people that respect her and all that. And she just needs to get to a place where she says, like, I'm a new Nicki. Like, that was the past.
I think
let's move forward.
She really needs to focus on herself. She focuses too much energy on other people. She really does. Like, she's too old to be doing that. She's too old. Why are you focusing on other people, sis? Like, I feel like I feel like she hasn't got out of that cash money phase. You know, it's not everybody else's fault why you are where you are. It's your fault. She spoke out against Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott. She spoke out against, you know, she needs to just stay off social media. I think she needs to really just, if she stayed, because she used to.
Well, she was on that 3-month hiatus. Yeah. And it was a good move for her.
I feel like if she just stays off of social media, she'll go back to her original position in the spotlight. If she doesn't, because my thing is this, once the celebrity starts getting on social media and got time to respond to people and go through comments
and just being extra,
you're not a celebrity no
every
more.
Little thing. Yeah.
My thing is, like, you're not a celebrity anymore. There's no way you could be a celebrity, because if you were a celebrity, you would not have time to be doing this. Like, who has your phone? Somebody else should be responding to your messages, not you. You know, it kind of makes you think, like, what is this person doing? Like, you know, are they a celebrity or are they just kind of like, you know, falling out? So I don't know. I honestly feel like Nicki Minaj, she needs to focus on herself. She needs to get off social media. She needs to lose some weight, because she's been sitting home eating, and she really looks like she has a lot of water retention. You know, she does. She needs to lay off the salty foods. Now, I know, because I'm Caribbean too, we love our plantains with salt, and we love our rice and beans and all our other stuff. But I think she really needs to just do a whole cleanse her body, cleanse her mind,
body, and soul. She needs a full cleanse. Detox. I agree, 1,000%.
She needs to detox.
She needs to clear her mind. She needs to get back to some sort of humble way of thinking. Mm-hmm. You know, nobody is too big for anything. Nobody is exempt. Like, anybody can fall from their good graces, and that is what she's experienced this year. I think she, for a long time, was like, I'm untouchable, like,
invincible.
I'm the queen. Like, I run this shit. I'm at the top of the Billboard charts. I'm the highest selling female artist, rap artist. Like, that's never gonna change. Yeah. Like, I've come into this game, I've worked my ass off, I've been here 10 years. Why would that change now? So I really think she got into the mindset where it's like every year it's like she can do whatever she wants. People love her. They're buying up her stuff. They're waiting on the edge of their seats to see what she's gonna do next. And then all of a sudden, lo and behold, surprise, surprise, some chick come out of the woodwork and happens to be a pretty big deal. Yeah. And she did not respond to it well at all. She did not take it well. And that's fine. Yeah. We all make mistakes. We all do things
but we come back from them and we learn from them.
There's the thing called the rise, the fall, and the rise again when it comes to celebrities. She has risen to, I mean, a pinnacle that so many people will never reach. Yeah. But she has now fallen. But now I'm looking forward to the rise again, the comeback. And it's going to be very crucial how she reacts from this year. She cannot continue doing the nonsense and the buffoonery that she's been doing all year. I still have faith. You know, I'm still going to ride with her and whatnot. I'm only critical because I know she can do better. She deserves better. She should act better.
Exactly.
So all my criticism that I've had and my feelings come from a good place.
Yeah.
And I'm still going to be a fan, you know. I mean, I just hope, you know, that the rise will be coming, you know, in her favor. So, yeah, so those are all the nominations and all that. So we're going to get into the next segment. This should be interesting.
Opinions, advice, and experiences on real-life topics. Listen up. It's time for Couch Conversation.
All right, so next segment is Couch Conversation. And we are going to be discussing real briefly on the popular hashtag relationship goals.
Woo! Woo! Woo!
Yes.
Relationship goals. Well, what do you define as a relationship?
Well, what I define as a relationship is in love or, you know, whatnot is being exclusive to someone else, being committed to one person. That's what I consider a relationship, when you are, you know, committed and on a journey with one other person, you know, and that's basically what a relationship is, and willing to put in the work to build that relationship, to get something out of it, to contribute, you know, to the relationship, to learn things from each other, you know, and just be honest, be faithful, you know, and be willing to put in the work. You know, I think that's probably the most important thing, is understanding that relationship equals work. There's oh, it's just so cute. And I mean, we just love is just love, and it's just the answers. And it's work. Like if you are trying to, you know, go to work and you clock in, but you just sit there and don't do nothing, you will get fired. Like, maybe not that day, maybe not even in the first week. But best believe people are watching, and they see, like, she ain't doing shit. Like, oh, we're going to give her a warning or whatever. Like, there are repercussions for not putting in the work. And the same thing with relationships. Like, if you want to get into something and say, like, oh, like, everybody else has to work hard at the relationship, but mine, like, nah, I'm not going to do that. It's going to work out just fine. Like, it's probably going to burn to flames. Like,
it is. Know? It's not going to last. There's going to be no longevity in it.
No longevity. It's going to, you know, like, basically just falter. It's going to get weakened. It's going to be constant holes being poked into it and stuff like that.
And then people coming into it as well.
Yeah. And when your relationship can be easily penetrated or attacked, and it's not bulletproof, it's very difficult to continue with that relationship. But yeah, with the hashtag relationship goals, you know, it's cute. I mean, you know, it's on Twitter, it's on Instagram. Like, if you just type in relationship goals, you see, you know, all types of stuff.
I know.
Like cute images, videos. Like, I mean, it's really, you get everything on the spectrum. If you ride in the car with me at night, you're loyal, because, to be honest, I really can't see in the dark. I just be winging it, laughing my ass off. So this is relationship goals. So what is relationship goals to you? Like, what is your, like, definition of it?
I would say my definition of relationship goals is basically a point where we both feel safe. You know, I think that's what relationship goals are, where you feel safe with one another. If you notice on there, you'll see relationship goals are going to be like, you know, you brushing your teeth while he's sitting down shitting on the toilet, or, you know, her trying to make Thanksgiving dinner for the first time, you know, or, you know, something where she's driving his car for the first time and she doesn't know how to drive, or he's teaching her how to drive. You know, these kind of things, you know, relationship goals that we're seeing usually involves you feeling safe with that person, you feeling secure with that person, you feeling like I could do this with them and they're not going to leave me and they're not going to judge me. And I think for me, that's what a relationship goal is, because I'm sure you've dated people where, you know, you've enjoyed dating them, but you just felt like I can't do certain things around them. I can speak for myself. I've dated guys and I've known that, you know, they've invited me to spend the night and I'm like, yeah, I can't spend the night because I can't take off my makeup in front of you. So, you know, that, like, when I get a guy that I can do that with, I'm like, this is relationship goals, you know? So I feel like everybody has their own example, but I think in all it's when you feel safe. You know, safety is a relationship goal. Once you get to that point where you can feel like I could do this around them, they're not gonna look at me differently, they're not gonna love me any less, they're not gonna leave me. I think that's relationship goals, and then it kind of just stems from that.
Yes, I love that. And I'm reading a post here that says the best thing in life is finding someone who knows about all your flaws and still thinks you're still amazing. You just got to find someone who gets you and won't give up on you. So it basically falls in line with exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
You know, feeling safe, feeling secure.
Yeah.
You know, relationship goals for me kind of falls in line with that, is that like security.
Yeah.
So not just feeling like I can be myself and I can let my hair down, take my wig off or whatever, and literally all my little quirks or whatever.
Yeah.
But also feeling secure in the relationship, knowing that they are in this with me. Like I'm not just putting in all this effort and you're kind of spreading your time between me and three other people or somebody else. You're not coming home and telling me one story and when
going out somewhere else. Yeah.
You know, so just that security and really like hearing it from the person, but also knowing it.
Yeah.
There's this like overwhelming innate feeling that you have that when you're with someone that is serious, that is really about what they're talking about. It's not just bullshit.
Yeah,
like
you can tell, you can feel it.
Yeah, you can tell, and you're not always gonna know right away, of course, but you know, with time, observation, you get all the answers
when
you
they're
need.
lying and when they're not.
When things are just not adding up, when you feel like, like I think they're lying, like, you know.
Let me tell you, the moment that I think that person's lying, they're lying. There is nothing wrong with the woman's intuition. Our intuition is always right. We don't always listen to it, but I have yet for my intuition to tell me something and I'd be wrong. And it's sad to say that because I wish I was wrong, but it's usually always been right. You know, and I think we as women need to kind of focus more on that. I think men do such a good job of telling us you're crazy, you think too much, you're overthinking it, calm down, it's not even that serious, you know, stop worrying about it. And they kind of really just kind of weaken our intuition little by little with their words and with their own insecurities and with their own selfish ways of just kind of keeping us away from the truth. But I think if we can kind of tune in more to our intuition, and men too, you know, because men have intuition with women, you know, and I think women do the same thing. They tell them like, oh, you're just jealous, you don't know how to be with a pretty girl, like you never had a girl like me before, or you've been hurt by the other girl and you're letting your insecurities get in the way. No, for guys, that's your intuition too. You know, you have your intuition, you have that feeling that tells you, I don't think that guy's really her friend. I think she's fucked him, or maybe she's fucking him now. Like, that's telling you, I think we as women, we do the same thing to men that men do to us. We make them feel silly. We make them feel stupid, you know, and next thing you know, he doesn't even know how to tune into that intuition anymore. So he's walking around blinded, trying to figure out, you know, not knowing what to do in dead-end relationships. So I think we kind of got to focus more on our intuition and kind of let that guide us and let us know, you know, is this someone I want to stay with? Is this for real? Or, you know, is this guy or this woman just playing me or taking me for, you know, for a fool? So I think that's kind of what it comes down to.
Yeah, another post says, get someone that stays obsessed with you, not just in the beginning. So I really like that because, you know, I think with relationships, there's that coveted honeymoon role, that honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
And, you know, and that's the inevitable in every relationship. There's always going to be a honeymoon phase in any relationship that you get into. You don't know how long it's going to last for. You don't know how good it's going to be, but you know there's a honeymoon phase it starts in the beginning. That's all you know.
Exactly.
So now you have to put yourself out there and know that when this honeymoon phase ends, this is where the real relationship begins.
It does.
When you start to argue about logistical things, you start to argue about, you know, who's going to take out the trash or whatever, or why didn't you text me, you know, when you left work, or like I haven't heard from you, or whatever those security things are, or those things that you need from the relationship are. Like now it's about teaming up together to make sure that each person is getting what they need out of the relationship, that the communication is right, and that's probably the biggest thing is communication.
I honestly believe that our honeymoon phase, I don't think it's just one phase, and I'm gonna tell you why. The seasons, of the earth, you constantly go through the seasons. We don't just have one winter for our whole lives. We don't just have one spring or one summer. Every 4 to 5 months, our seasons are changing. And I think if we get out of the mindset of just the honeymoon phase and we get into the mindset of the honeymoon season, we will experience such a better relationship with our significant other. I truly believe that. Because if you can change the way you think, you can change the way you live. If you change your mentality about your relationship, you will essentially change your relationship. So I think if we kind of get out of that whole honeymoon phase, because when you put it through a phase means it's never going to happen again. It means once it's done, it's done. It's a one and done kind of thing. No, the honeymoon season is something that happens frequently. It happens at least once a year. And I think you and I can both attest to that. You know, there are times during the year where you and your significant other are just in a really good place. And then there are times when you guys are just not in a good place.
Fighting like cats and dogs.
But you're not, I think it's really bad to connotate the honeymoon, that honeymoon season to a phase. It's not a phase because people experience it, for months on end, for a year, and then the next year they may only have like 2 or 3 months of it. And then maybe the next year the whole year was a honeymoon phase, a honeymoon season. I don't really think it's a phase. I think it's more so a season. And I think that it can be prolonged, if we change the way that we view it. And I think really it depends on us. I have met couples who essentially are still in that honeymoon period of their relationships, and they've been together 4 or 5 years. Why? I think because they really got to know each other as people first, and they found a way to tackle the things that they did like or they didn't like, and then they found a way to live with it. And I think once you can do that, you'll be all set. You'll
always be in a honeymoon.
I think people go through a honeymoon phase because they put their best foot forward and they don't put their own foot forward. I could put my best foot forward, but that's not me because I'm not always at my best every day. You know what I mean? So I think if we stop putting our best foot forward and we just put what we have on the table and show them, look, this is what I have and this is who I am. If you like it, great. If you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you. I think we'll have a much longer honeymoon season, because they already know what they're getting into. People go through the honeymoon season because they don't know what they're getting into. And then when they do, in their mind, they're like, oh, honeymoon's over. This is a real deal. And I think it's funny for us to say it, but when you're actually in that period, it's very frustrating because you're thinking, do I even want to be with this person? And are we going to last through this? Am I willing to deal with this for the next 5, 6 years or the rest of my life? And I think, again, that's because we're taught there's a honeymoon phase. So we already go into the relationship expecting to be treated or to be, loved in a certain way that we subconsciously know we're never going to be loved again because it's a honeymoon phase. Yeah. So it's never going to happen again. So all this love, all this joy, all these new feelings, we're never going to have it again. And I think if we get out of that mindset, we'll experience much better relationships, in the future.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I think that also it's important to, like you said, not to just put your best foot forward, but just to put a foot forward. Yeah. And to give it your best shot, I guess is how I would put it. It's just to have that undying commitment to putting effort. Yeah. That you're not always going to be 10 out of 10. Yeah. It's not always going to be bomb as fuck. It's not always going to be your best work yet. Exactly. But if you have that mindset that even if I'm a 4 out of 10 today, I'm still here. Like I'm still trying to keep up the fight. I'm still going to put in the effort because I love this person. I don't want to be with anyone else. Like this overall makes sense. It's a good fit. This is where I want to be. I am happy. And just because you go through a rough patch or have a tough day or you have an argument doesn't mean everything should come crashing down. Yeah. That's part of the reality of a relationship.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that.
You go through ups and downs. So just the honeymoon, whatever you want to call it, it can just be that continuous feel-good experience if you're just willing to put in the effort.
And if the person knows what they're getting into, I would propose when you meet somebody new, tell them all your bad flaws. We are so quick to say all the great, lovely things about us that honestly people only really see like 10% of. But tell them about your bad flaws. I wake up late every morning. I take 30 minutes in the shower and I use all the hot water. You know, it's like, sit there and tell them about your bad flaws. Not in a way to deter them from wanting to be with you, but in a way to show them, like, I'm not perfect. Because for some reason, when you meet a man or when a man meets a woman, he looks at that person or she looks at that man and she thinks, oh my God, he's exactly what I wanted. Because we're just looking at the physical. We know nothing about their personality. We know nothing about their morals. We know nothing about their habits. And we formulate this person in our mind. And then they come and tell us all these good things. And now we're like, oh my God, he's a perfect A.
I'm falling in love.
Exactly. And you're falling in lust. Yeah, and you're actually falling in lust. And I think it's, you know, if people just was real and just told them, like, listen, this is me. Next time you go on your date with no makeup on. Go on your date in some sweatpants and a sweatshirt or you know, some baggy shorts and a t-shirt. See what they say. Because, you know, you'll begin to realize that if someone can look at you past what you look like, then they're worth keeping. Because you're not always going to look good. Your hair's not always going to be perfect. Your teeth are not always going to be brushed. Your face is always going to be clear. Your weight is not always going to be, you know, in a size 0, you know. So if you show this person, this is who I am and this is what you're getting into bed with, then it's so much easier for them to keep and maintain what you guys have. But if they don't know what they're getting into, they don't even know how to condition themselves or how to prepare themselves for being with you, because they don't know who you are. But if you can show them who you are and you can show them what you're about from the beginning, that's a relationship goal. That's a goal that a lot of people still haven't reached in their relationships. And that's why their relationships are suffering. And that's why they end up single. And they keep going into the relationships and never accomplishing anything, never thriving, and never going anywhere.
Damn, that's facts, though. That's facts.
It's sad.
Think, you know, you have to be willing to be honest. You know, and it's easier said than done. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna always speak my mind. I'm gonna tell them exactly what I want, what I need, and this and that. And a lot of times, like, that doesn't happen. Like, you're so focused on making the good impression, on not stepping on anyone's toes, on not pissing anybody off, on not saying too much because you're trying to, you know, like going out fishing, you put the bait out because you're trying to catch the fish. So you're baiting him right now. You're in a baiting period. As women, we feel like we're, you know, like there's a drought. We just have to find the best thing we can, and, you know, we have to bend and do all this. That is
so. One thing that I learned is, woman, you should never go after a man. It's not even in our DNA makeup to go after men. It's not. Because if you initially go after him, you'll be chasing him for the rest of your life. That's how men are.
That's a lot of running.
And I don't know about you, but I am not running for that long. I'm sorry. I'm not
in that great of a shape to be running that long. I'm really
not. And not running that long to gain nothing. You gain nothing running after someone who doesn't want you. So I feel
you keep running and chasing, and they keep running away.
Exactly. So I keep
getting further and further.
Exactly. And that's why I really believe that, you know, if a man wants you, he'll come to you. He'll let you know. And if he really wants you, he will pursue you, and he will pursue you until you take him. And when he finally gets you, he will respect you because he knows, I had to work for this. So I think, you know, we as women, we live in a society where it's kind of like, oh, if you want him, go get him. Maybe he doesn't want to get got. You know, maybe he doesn't want to be selected. You know, there's a lot of men out there who,
or it's not always that he doesn't want to be selected. He doesn't want you to select him. He wants to be selected. He's looking,
but you just are
not the you're not the option.
And we need to accept that we're not made for everybody, and every man is not made for us.
Exactly. And it's oh my God, it's so true. Like, I feel like we just try to fill in the gaps. We try to do all the work, like, okay, maybe I need to do this, maybe I need to do that, maybe, you know, I need to dress this type of way, or I need to, you know, text him or ask for his number. And you're so right. If a guy's interested in you,
he'll come.
He will let you know.
I used to do it. I used to make the first move. I used to text, call, how's your day? And then I sat there and I said, this don't make no sense. Why the hell am I texting this guy up and down? And why is he not responding to me? And I say, you know what? Because it's not meant to be, and he doesn't want me. And I stopped texting him. Do you know, 2 days after I stopped texting him, he blew me up. He blew me up for a whole week. And I told him, I said, it took for me to stop talking to you for you to want me. You never wanted me. You just wanted my attention. And I just blocked them. Some men are attention seekers, and that is not a relationship goal.
Ooh,
you know, some men, some women are attention seekers. Some people just need you to gratify whatever they feel they're lacking. And that's not my job. My job in life is not to be a servant to someone's ego. My job in life is to help others, to be prosperous, to be fruitful, and multiply. And I feel as though if I can't do that, you know, without, you know, succumbing to your own personal desire or being gratified, then there's no point in us being together. I can't sit all day beneath your feet and tell you how beautiful you are and how wonderful you are. I just can't do that. That is not a relationship goal. I need a man that's secure, as men need a woman that's secure as well. You know, relationship goals are, again, that safety. You know, you being safe in who you are, them being safe in who they are, and you both being safe together.
Yeah.
You know, not, you know, you're one's pulling on one more than the other. One feels inferior. One feels though he's lacking something. No. You know, that's something that I think, again, being in a relationship, you need to be a mature person. Maturity will get you to where you want to be in your relationship. However, your ability to feel safe with one another and to maintain safety with one another is what's going to keep you there.
Absolutely.
That's what I believe.
Well said. I mean, I don't have nothing else to add to that. that was perfect. Yeah, I mean, all I would say is that relationship goals are different for everyone. You know, when you know that you're ready to get into a relationship, like, just keep your goals in mind and do not ever falter or waver on whatever those goals are. So if honesty, respect, you know, being able to, financial assistance, like whatever the thing is that you feel like you need to be fulfilled, that you need to be happy, that you are looking for, that you are missing in your life, and you want that to be like filled in, that should be communicated, you know, as early as possible to the person that you're dating or talking to.
Exactly.
You should be having ongoing conversations about all of this stuff. Like, it should never end.
The conversations can never end because you are constantly evolving. You know, your needs are going to change. Your wants are going to change. Your desires are going to change. And I think the reason why so many relationships don't work is because they stop talking. And then when they do start talking, the people don't even know who they're talking to because they haven't talked to them in so long. Right. You know, and it's just like talking to a friend you haven't talked to in years. You're playing catch up for like the first 2 hours. And then you finally can get into the conversation. But that's how much time you wasted because you just haven't kept up with them. You know? So I feel like we need to communicate more. Every day you should be talking because every day something happens and it makes you think differently about something in your life. It may not be everything, but something in your life. You see something and you're like, wow, I didn't think about it that way. Let me tell my husband about that. Let me tell my wife about that. And then now she's able to see, wow, Johnny's really maturing. Wow, Johnny's being more cognitive of how much money he spends. Like, and it shows them, wow, this person's really changing. And that makes them see, okay, well, let me get on the bandwagon. I got to get my shit together because Johnny's getting his shit together, you know. But that's how it works in a relationship. But if you don't talk, she don't know what's going on with you. She don't know how you're changing. And then you go to her with a budget. She's like, what's this budget for? I'm not doing this budget. And you're like, well, I've been working on it. She's like, well, I haven't been working on it. I don't know you've been working on it. And then that's why people end up breaking up, you know. But if they were talking about it, then she would know, okay, Johnny, he's really getting serious about managing his money, so I have to kind of be a little bit more serious about managing mine. But people don't talk. Nobody wants to talk to each other. They just want things to happen, you know.
And they expect their boyfriend or their girlfriend or wife or husband to just know what's going on. They should know. They should just know.
Exactly.
No, it's not. That's not how it works. Like, you're a whole human being. Like, you have your own brain, your own set of thoughts. I don't live inside of you. So I think there's that assumption that, because we're together and we've been together for X amount of years, we sleep in the same bed.
Yeah, that don't mean nothing.
They should just predict. They should just know if I have an attitude. They should be able to sense it. I'm gonna wait for them to figure it out, or I'm gonna keep. Like we need to proactively communicate. Exactly. Even if it's like, why are we talking? This seems so extra. It seems so. But what? But it matters. It matters to communicate about any and everything. It really does. On a constant basis.
It really does.
And to also discuss how to communicate.
Exactly.
Not just we need to communicate, but there is ways how to communicate, because You know, and that's what I'm learning right now too. You know, in my
Yeah.
relationship is like the importance of being able to talk
Mhm.
and to also listen.
Okay.
Not just talk to, you know, or not just listen to them respond, but to actually take in what is being said and to respond or whatnot.
And or to take in what they say and try to find a way that you can actually apply it. You know, because sometimes when people are talking, I know I'm thinking about, you know what, maybe next time I'll do this or maybe next time I'll do that. Why? Because I'm actively listening and I'm actively trying to figure out a way to show that person, hey, I listened to you and now I'm going to change my ways, you know? But a lot of people, they just hear what you have to say and they keep it pushing. They don't know how to actively listen. You know, they hear you, but they're not listening.
Right.
There's a difference.
Yeah, and that's part of the
There's
communication.
definitely a difference.
It's definitely a huge difference.
Exactly.
For sure. All right, so we're going to move on to the last but not least segment. Thank you for sticking with us, everybody.
Yes.
Hope you are enjoying the podcast. Let's do it.
Social media, foolery approved. Listen up. It's time for, like, really?
All right, so last but not least, like, really? Okay, so I know we talked about her earlier, so we're not going to go too deep into it, but Nicki Minaj, on social media, she has posted a slew of pictures and videos of her alleged new bae, Kenneth Zoo Petty, on Instagram. So there's been a lot of reaction from fans and from people, you know, in entertainment or whatnot on what they think about this. He is, according to what I've read online, he is said to be a convicted rapist. He was charged back in 1995. He was 16 at the time.
He was 15. She was 16.
Okay. So thank you for clarifying that because I wasn't sure. So he was 15. She was 16. He forced himself on her with a sharp object.
Yeah.
She was not wanting the sex. She wasn't, and I guess he pushed for it. That's all I know. I don't know if he succeeded in having sex with her or if it was just one of those things where it almost happened. And, but there was a sharp object involved, and I think he did 4 years in prison.
I'm not sure.
For this. Really? And then, when he came out, he went back to prison for manslaughter, which is a totally different, separate charge for, I don't know if I think he attacked a man or something like that. But I guess it was a pretty serious, violent crime. Yeah. That he, I think, did another 3 years. Wow. After, so he's done some time. He has done some time in prison, and this is the guy that Nicki has been parading around. She's her birthday was earlier this week. Happy belated birthday to Nicki. You know, and I don't know where she is, somewhere in the Caribbean, but she was celebrating her birthday. He's been in all the pictures, all the videos, and I don't know. I'm just like, all I can say is I hope this is like a publicity stunt. Like how with Cardi B, we're hoping it's not real. I mean, it's not fake. I hope this is fake. I am praying to God that this is some crazy clout chasing. Please let her be clout chasing. Yeah. Please let it be a stage thing. She's trolling us. Yes. Let this be, because if this is in any bit real, like she's really like thinking about getting with this guy. Yeah. Lord, the devil has really creeped in. That's all I can say. So, I don't know. I just, I mean, the guy, he has like 12 different mugshots online. He has 5 kids. Wow. He just left his ex-girlfriend like 2 weeks before getting with Nicki. There's some text floating around about how, hey, you know, trying to calm his girl down because she's like calling him out like on stuff. And he's like, I'm trying to get the bag. Like, chill out, you know. So these are the texts that have been floating around in reference to his relationship with Nicki Minaj. Wow. So it ain't adding up. I don't know if she's paying, if he's on the payroll, like what is he doing? Like how is he working for her? Like I know he's an old childhood friend. They both grew up in Queens together. They've known each other for over 20 years. So they're friends. They've been friends for a long time, but that doesn't mean that you need to date this man, Nicki. Like he already has a lot of baggage.
Yeah, I think Nicki is just making poor choices, and she's living for Instagram, and Instagram is not real. You know, Instagram is not real life, because what you do on Instagram is going to affect you in real life. And she's defending a convicted rapist and a felon. And I'm sorry to say, but we're not in the society yet where we accept people that are felons. So I think for her, she's just trying to stay relevant, and she's doing it in all the wrong ways.
I think I would debate you on the felon. We're not in a space where we're accepting of pedophiles or rapists, but people that are felons that have gone to jail for whatever reason, that's different.
But he went to jail for manslaughter.
Yes, So in this case, manslaughter is a very extreme, very,
a person lost their life due to him.
Yeah,
and now she's supporting
but you were saying felons in general. I don't think, it depends on what they did. And obviously rapists and pedophiles is just a hell no.
Well, felonies are serious crimes. You're not just I feel like we are not in an age where we are accepting felons as just, it's nothing.
I think in the entertainment industry, maybe not in society, like getting jobs and just dating. Yeah. But I'm just talking about celebrities that come out of that are felons. Did time. Yeah. Remy Ma, there's so many. Yeah. It's free Weezy, free.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Whoever, it's always free Meek Mill. Always it's almost like they respect them more because they did time in jail. But of course, it depends on what they did time for.
Yeah, that's true.
But I don't know. I just feel like it. I think she's trolling. What I think is that the news came out about the Grammy nominations at the same time that she's in
so she has to make it seem like she's enjoying life, and life is so good to her, and she don't care. She cares. She's at home crying.
Yeah, I think she's trying to distract from the narrative, because as soon as the nominations came out, Cardi B got 5 nominations, Nicki got 0. It's literally their names are next to each other, 5 versus 0. Obviously this is her way of trying to do some sort of damage control, saving face. Let me try to quickly change the narrative. This guy, I'm cool with him. I don't have a bae. Lewis Hamilton, I don't know what happened with him. I'm disappointed because I was excited that, this may be something. They were seeming to get real cozy.
It was nothing.
But I guess he's a player too, or whatever, So I'm sure that didn't work out for that reason. Yeah. But I think she saw that I didn't get any nominations. Yeah. Everyone's going to be dragging me for this. The Nicki hate train continues. Let me just find something stupid and funny to just quickly distract people. Something, and it has to be big. It can't just be I took a picture with some cute guy. Let it be I'm together. Really pushing the agenda that we're together. Yeah. So that, because if you notice, when she started doing that, nobody was talking about the nomination.
Nobody.
It was oh my God.
Yeah, she got a new man.
Yeah, she got a new man. Why don't y'all just never want her to be happy? Leave her alone. Or where did she find this man? Why he look like he just came out of prison? Yep. He looked like he's still from her purse when she not looking.
Oh my God, I'm so done. People are so messed up.
Why he got dice on his shorts? He did jail time.
I'm so done.
It was just so many funny reactions. Yeah. So I think she knew what she was doing. Everything she's gone through this year, she's learning.
Yeah, she's learning
from her experiences this year. You know what I mean? So I think that's why she did it. I'm hoping this is all a tactic. I'm praying so, because this is embarrassing.
It is embarrassing.
It's embarrassing. I don't have anything against her dating a regular dude. We know she likes the hood niggas.
Yeah, but this is embarrassing. He's an actual convicted felon, and she's of something that has to do with violence to women. And I think that just doesn't support her cause, that she's pro-black women, she's pro-feminism, and now you're dating a guy that abuses women. Come on, that's just not what you want to do right now. Right. Especially with the way your career is already heading, you just don't want to indulge in that. So we're gonna give her the donkey of the day.
Hee-haw.
She gets the donkey of the day.
Moving on. Jacquae proclaims himself as the new king of R&B. He posted a video the other day saying, I know there's a lot of artists from back in the day and I respect them and all that, but I just feel like I'm the king of R&B for right now. I'm the king of R&B. Do you agree with him? How do you feel about that? Do you think he's done enough? He's put in enough work to be calling himself the king of R&B?
Honestly, I would say he is the current king of R&B.
Okay.
Current. That means that tomorrow that could change.
Right. Like in the next hour, somebody drops an album or something.
Yeah, I feel like I like Jacquees. I love his voice. I've heard him sing without any auto-tune, without any backup. He has a beautiful voice. He has the ability to change a song and make it his own. And I think that's something that a lot of, and even more so than that, he truly has a passion for R&B. You know, I think he could potentially be one of the kings of R&B in our generation. I don't think there is per se one particular king of R&B because not everyone likes every R&B artist. You know, R&B artists have their own style, even within R&B. But I think, yes, I would definitely agree with that. Maybe because I'm a little biased. I already like him. I've listened to Jacquees since he was 15, 16 years old singing. And I've heard him, and he's honestly taken songs and made them his own. And he has a beautiful voice. So I would definitely agree. Yeah, I think so. I would say yeah.
Okay.
I would say yeah.
Okay. That's okay. Well, yeah, there's been a lot of mixed reactions online. Some people are saying like, yeah, like why not? Like
I think people are taking
open.
I think they're taking away from him saying he's the new one as of right now, not as in he's the one of all time.
Right, of all time.
He's taking into consideration that he's not the best R&B singer ever. However, in this particular day and time, he's pretty much the best one that we have right now. Yeah. Trey Songz is MIA. Everyone else is MIA.
No, Trey Songz just dropped to 11/25. He just dropped 2 albums. He's been like doing interviews and stuff. He's like coming out with a movie. So he's actually been like on the little interview circuit. Like,
that's good. I gotta hear him next.
Yeah, like I listened to. It's like a 2 double-sided album, so 11 and then 25. So I think it came out on November 25th.
Okay.
But yeah, 11 sounded. I only listened to it once. I mean, it sounded good. He always sounds good, but
I mean, he pretty much sounds the same to me. All his music sounds the same.
Yeah, it does start to sound repetitive.
It's all the same.
I think he's still kind of falling in that.
Yeah, he needs to get out that rut and do something different.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think the lane is open right now. I don't think there's any clear individual that's like the king of R&B right now.
Me either.
Shout out to John Quay. He obviously started the conversation.
Oh, yeah.
He respects himself. He has belief in his talent, his abilities, what he's doing. He has a great voice.
He has my support.
Dope. But I just feel like it's like, there's not like that one person that's just, even Chris Brown, like he's not been out for a while. Like, Trey Songz, like, nah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't think there's really anyone. I mean, Tory Lanez has been doing his thing.
But Tory Lanez is not an R&B singer.
He's not
auto-tune, so it's different. You cannot compare the two. They are not one and the same.
Does he use auto-tune?
He does. Have you ever heard him perform in public? He can't sing in public because he uses auto-tune.
Really? I'll have to look into that. I actually like Tory Lanez a lot.
Because he has masterminded the way to change his voice to appeal to what you want to hear. But that's not his real voice. It's not. It's sad, but it's not.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, he's definitely not in the conversation then.
Yeah, he cannot be. He cannot be.
Yeah,
he's a rapper. He raps in
Neo is not in it. He's over here trying to clean up his side chick and marriage situation.
Yeah, Neo needs him and his beard needs to get together. Because Crystal's definitely his beard. We all know.
Oh, yeah.
We know, Chris, what you do. We know you sign on the dotted line, Chris. It's okay.
Oh, yeah. We know, Chris. I really thought he would have come out by now. I'm actually shocked that he's really keeping up the story.
I don't know why. Because nobody's checking for him.
Everybody would have been like, finally, he came out. Like, I think that's what
not going to impact his royalties. Honey, you can come out now.
Yeah, he might make more sales.
You never know.
If he came out the black, one of the few black black R&B singers.
Exactly,
there's nobody's really taken that step yet, so he could have been the one to do it.
He could have been done it.
But instead he wanted to live a life.
Because he has a family now, so he got to play the part.
He got to play the part. And last topic, Lil Mama reads Bow Wow's rights.
Oh, yeah.
On her Instagram video that she posted the other day after he was caught up lying about her on Growing Up Hip Hop in Atlanta, talking about, oh, she's fast, that, you know, I could have fucked her back in the day.
Yeah.
He was giving advice to another cast member, BT, a radio personality, about how he can probably fuck her in about a week.
Yeah.
It won't take long. And she got right up on that Instagram quick.
She sure did.
Real quick, and let him know, like, you are a clown. Like,
Exactly.
you messed with the wrong one.
Yep.
I loved it. I loved every bit of it. I loved how just she was holding her own in the video, reading her mail, like going through her errands. Like, let me just address this real quick, because this fool thinks just because it's social media,
He can do whatever he can
like,
say whatever
he
he
could
wants.
just slip things in, and nobody's gonna.
And I'm not
call
gonna
him out
respond
on it.
back.
Yeah, so I like that. It was hilarious. Definitely go. Well, it's not on her page anymore, but if you Google, you will find,
You can find it,
the
yeah.
video. You know, and yeah. So he's a clown. She said that he's far from the type of man she could ever see herself with, sleeping with, or, you know, being in a relationship with. She said that she's known him since they was little kids, when he had the little pre-cut shirts and he was ripping it off on stage on tour.
Oh my God, I'm so done. I'm so done.
Oh my gosh, like, she's like, I know you. Like, I've always been protected by male figures. Like, nobody could get close to me. So once again, this is like another Bow Wow challenge.
It is. It
Bow Wow
really is.
lying to make himself look good and
Clout
getting
chaser.
caught.
Yep, clout
Like,
chaser.
Getting caught red-handed. Like, Bow Wow, will you ever learn?
Yeah, he won't.
Will you ever learn?
He won't. And I feel bad for Bow Wow, because he's really in a predicament where he's not happy with himself. He's not happy with his situation. He's not happy with the way his relationships are going, but he's the only one that can change that. If he changes his image, he'll change the people that are attracted to him and the people that he's with. But he can't change his image because he likes a certain type of woman. And he lies. And people don't like liars. They just don't like liars. And he lies about a lot of things.
He does.
That's why Erica Mena left him. He's a liar.
And he lies on her too. Like,
Still.
Yeah, like with the, I'm gonna put the tape out.
Exactly.
Like, basically.
But guess who's not
revenge
on,
porn.
but guess who's not on Love and Hip Hop anymore? She's not, but he is. So that should tell you something.
Growing Up Hip Hop.
Yeah.
Yeah. She claims she's on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta though. Because remember, she was on New York. She left because she's like, my career's taking off. Me and Bow Wow are getting engaged. And then when they broke up and had a falling out, then she went back to Love and Hip Hop.
Exactly.
So that was the whole thing. But yeah, it's like, so they're both on different reality shows, but it's just, he's just disrespectful. He's messy. He doesn't think things through.
He's still very juvenile minded, and I don't like that about him.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why he's going to continue to run into these problems, because he's a juvenile. You know, and he's like in his 30s. Like, he should not be like that. Like, that's not acceptable.
I know. It's crazy. It doesn't make sense at all why
really
he still acts the way he does. Like,
I don't understand him at all. I wish I could, but Bow Wow is like so irrelevant. He's just like, he just tries to keep making himself relevant. I just wish he would stop.
And it keeps blowing up in his face.
It does, because he's lying. He's not telling the truth. He's not there. He's off. I just can't be bothered. The man is all over the world and nowhere at the same time.
Oh.
He really is.
He's on a jet. He's
really
not on a jet.
He's swimming. He's not swimming. Like, I can't.
Oh my gosh, he fucking Lil Mama. He's not like.
And they look alike. Like, I don't know why he got so much feud against her. They look just alike. They could be brother and sister.
I don't understand why I think he really was just like, this is entertainment.
Yeah.
Like, we're trying to make the show juicy. We
So
want to
that's
make
why
this
he
seem
did it.
good.
I think so, just why he did it.
I don't think he ever thought she would drag his ass, like, really come, like, wait a minute,
like,
bring your ass back.
Exactly.
I need to talk to you. I think it was just one of those things where it's like, it's a storyline.
I'm going to roll with it.
It gets mixed in with everything else. And she was like,
this is not the storyline y'all going to write about me, because then that's all people are going to see, and that's all they're going to believe. So
exactly. Yeah. And she's learned from her past with the whole Jay-Z, Alicia Keys situation, making a mistake in how it can follow you for so long. And she's like, I'm not letting this happen again.
Well, I would say, honestly, he has gotten the donkey of the day. So
donkey of the year.
A donkey of the year. I'll take it back from Nicki Minaj and give it to him, because that was just a dumb move. It was really dumb on his part. And hopefully he learns from it.
Well,
we'll see.
We can't hope too high, but
we'll see.
We'll see. Well, that is it. That wraps up episode 13 of the Listen Up podcast. This was a lot of fun. I learned a lot from Miss Sci-cology and just, her conspiracies and how she thinks about these celebrities and how things in entertainment goes. I think there's a lot of truth to it. Where can people follow you?
So you can always follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is that's F as in Foxtrot or Frank. And it's F Sci-cology. It's spelled FSCICOLOGY. And that's on Instagram. You can always message me. If you have anything you guys want to talk about, anything you guys want to hear her talk about or hear us talk about, I'll be more than happy to share that with you guys. So just give me a follow, give me a shout out. I'll always follow you guys back.
She's always on Snapchat too,
all the time. Yeah, you guys can find me on Snapchat too at Sunday793. It's spelled just like the day, Sunday793. I also post a lot of informational stuff too on there. A lot of juicy gossip too. So just follow.
Yes.
You can always follow.
Gotta keep up with the juicy gossip.
Yes,
That's what makes the world go
It
round.
really does. It makes my day go by fast.
Same here. Well, I really appreciate it. It's Lady Sola. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Lady Sola Life, LadySolalife. And I want to encourage you guys, whoever's been rocking with the Listen Up podcast, if you're listening right now, please go ahead and subscribe to the podcast. If you have an iPhone, it's super easy. You can you're already on the page.
Exactly.
All you got to do is search Listen Up with Lady Sola. Go to the search page. If you're on iTunes or the Apple Podcast, go to the search page, put in Listen Up with Lady Sola, and you'll be able to actually hit subscribe. Just find the subscribe button wherever it's at. You know what I'm saying? And I would really appreciate it. Definitely share with your friends. Spread the word. It's available on all platforms: Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher, so Google Play. So wherever you want to listen to podcasts, you can definitely find it. I appreciate it, and I will be back soon. But you guys be good until then.
All right.
Thanks for checking out this episode of the Listen Up podcast. If you like what you heard, make sure to subscribe on iTunes and share with your friends. If you're really rocking with it, leave a rating or review on the Apple Podcast app. The support is always appreciated.